It's time to stop letting sugar run your life, beautiful. That craving, that obsession, that just one more bite feeling, it's not weakness. It's biology and it's design. And it's time to take back control. We are going to be doing this today. Now, I want to begin by allowing you to understand the trap. I constantly say this to people. You should not feel in any way ashamed for feeling that you are at points addicted to certain foods or sugars. People feel so down, they feel embarrassed, they feel weak when they come to terms with the fact, or even take the stronger step and admit, I seriously cannot stop thinking about my next treat, the sweet treats, the chocolates, whatever your thing is. Maybe it's even, like for me, it used to be that cereal bar after my lunch. And I know you're thinking, I'll get a grip. You know, if you're somebody who's sitting here right now and you're 300 pounds, you're 200 pounds, whatever you may be, and you are not a healthy weight and you're thinking, cereal bar? What, isn't that healthy? Get a grip. But if you want to absolutely look and feel and be your best self, you're going to need to make that mindset shift. For me, a cereal bar is not healthy. Okay? Let's put that out there. I used to think it was. I am not. Like, trust me, if I had, in this day and age, to have a go-to snack that I thought was healthy, it would be the cereal bar. Why? Because it's not that bad for you. Because, it fills the gap, it gives you that little bit of energy to get going. And so I 100% get it. I really understand it. But what we need to understand is that these days, and no, I'm not perfect, but I'm telling you the mindset that it takes to achieve your dream body. You need to understand the trap. And the trap is, if you've not already understood this, that big food corporations, the big food industry, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And the way that they actually trap you is by essentially health washing unhealthy things. So they'll produce products that you think, okay, that's quite healthy. Like me, those Deliciously Ella bars. I'm like, oh, it's Deliciously Ella. It has to be healthy. She produces them in this kitchen. It must be. But when I looked into the back of the pack and I saw, interesting. Lots of seed oils there. Interesting things that don't necessarily do good things to my body. Okay, interesting. Now, what you need to understand is that these food companies engineer these foods. They don't engineer them so that you say, oh my gosh, that tasted disgusting, but it's so healthy for me. I love it. Look, if you wanted to eat something healthy that tasted not so incredible, what would you do? You know what you would do? You would go and boil an egg. You would go and take a piece of chicken or something. You would do that, right? Because if you're hungry, you would do that. But these companies are engineering foods to hijack your brain's reward system. Now, the thing is as well, and what I realized is when I started moving towards a more meat-based diet, a pretty much exclusively animal-based diet, your body can run on glucose. Yes, it can. However, when your body is running on glucose, when you are starting off your day with the porridge, the berries, like I used to, that used to be my sweet treat as well, that constant sugar, it spikes in your body and it trains your system to crave more. So if you start your day with porridge, in the middle of the day you're having a sandwich and then you're having pasta or rice at night, I'm not a nutritionist. I wouldn't want to be a nutritionist. Do you know why? Because the education that you're given, I wouldn't want a paper that says you are a nutritionist in the UK. Because the advice that they give in the UK and in the US, in my opinion, and let's face it, we're all entitled to our opinions, is totally wrong. We are encouraged to eat so many of the things that are bad for our bodies on a daily basis. We are encouraged, these are the things you must eat. Look at the food pyramid. So no, I don't want to be a nutritionist. However, I understand from doing a lot of research that when you actually change the way you eat, when you research it for yourself, when you constantly feed your body protein, and I'm not talking about protein bars and sugary shakes, I'm talking about real bioavailable proteins like animal proteins. And this is coming from someone who went through the vegan diet, and that can be another video for another day. I can tell you about that if you're interested. My body was going into shutdown mode because my skin was inflamed. It was covered in spots. Your body cannot synthesize the hormones you need to be healthy and look and feel amazing when you're malnourishing yourself. And if you're on a vegan diet, you're actually malnourishing yourself. And come for me in the comments if you like. But there is no other way to get. Now look, a vegan diet, if you want to go on a fast for something or whatever for a short time, it is fasting because you're not nourishing your body with what it actually needs. Just remember, we're human beings and we're designed, we've evolved, we've come to this point in evolution, and we're still here, not through eating processed food. Look where that's got us. Look at the percentage of people in your country who are obese. It's over half, way over half. I don't have the figure for you just now, but if you're interested to know that, have a look for yourself. So you're being encouraged, you're being brainwashed to eat in a certain way that doesn't help you. So I'm not suggesting you do anything, but I'm suggesting you research this for yourself, because you, beautiful, are the only person who can take your health into your own hands. We've seen what happens when the government takes control and tells you what to do. We all understand now that actually maybe they don't have our best interests at heart. So if you want to thrive, you need to take matters into your own hands, and that can feel a little overwhelming. Believe me, I know it. But guess what I also know? When you feel overwhelmed, that's when you're learning what you need to know. That's when you're actually making moves towards who you're meant to be. Do you realize, there's so many overwhelming things about being your best self, eating the best foods available to you. Do you know that it's quite overwhelming to find new ways? No, it's not. It can seem overwhelming to look at different cuts of meat, perhaps, that are better for you, that are more fatty, to work out how would I cook something like that? How would I go back to basics? How would I prepare something like that? That can be overwhelming, but don't worry, you can do it one step at a time. But when you constantly, in my experience, you start feeding your body what it actually needs, the proteins, the body fats, the proteins, the fats, as I said, bioavailable, your body can actually use what you're feeding it. Meat was designed to be bioavailable for you. You might say, I'm eating nuts, I'm eating seeds, I'm eating this. These things are not always the healthiest for your body. They have side effects, believe it or not. Have a look for yourself if you don't believe me. But not only that, these foods, they are not able to be utilised in their whole form. So if you think, I've just had 10 grams of nuts, well, your body can't actually use that 10 grams of protein. It can't digest it and use it properly. Whereas if you were to have the 10 grams of animal protein, it would be a very different story. Particularly if you're, especially if you're incorporating lots of healthy fats into your diet as well, animal fats, then what you're going to find is, and it's a mind shift, it is blowing my mind. Last night for my dinner, I'm going to tell you, I had beef ribs. It was a rib joint that I had prepared. It took about 6 hours to cook in the slow cooker. It was absolutely divine, but there was loads of fat on it, and that creeps me out still a little bit. I don't know why. It's because probably in my mind I've associated fat with fat on me. Basically, I think, oh God, you're eating that fat, well, it's going to store. No, I woke up this morning, and let me tell you, I'll go right into my app and I'll tell you, because I know you're interested. That's why I'm going to take the time to do this. Let me have a look at my app. I'll tell you how many calories I consumed yesterday. Okay, yesterday I consumed 2,127 calories, and the reason I didn't consume more is because I didn't go for a long walk yesterday. I did hit my 10k, but I didn't go for a long walk. And also I didn't do any exercise in the gym, so I didn't expend that amount. I expended yesterday, according to my app, 2,085 calories. I consumed 2,127. Yesterday, I consumed 70% fat. Can you believe that? I'm going to tell you what I had yesterday, just so you get an idea of what you could also do. And I'm going to tell you what happens, and you're going to be mind blown. I had steak, minced steak, and it was mixed with minced beef because I needed that higher fat percentage, so I got two different combination there. I actually had 2 boiled free-range eggs. I had some pancetta, and it was just a small amount, 67 grams on top of that minced steak and beef, because it was just to give it a bit of extra flavour. I felt like at this time of the month I just needed a bit of sugar and something extra, so I wasn't like, oh, I want the chocolate. For dinner I have, the beef short ribs, the joint. That was 700 calories. I also had 2 or 3 cups of tea, and guess what I had in it? I had double cream, which is heavy cream in it. Why did I do that? Not heaps of it, right? I had a total of 52 mils of that over about 3 cups of tea. The reason why I did that is because I know that at this point in my cycle, I need more healthy fats. Would I classify cream as healthy fats? Not necessarily, because I'm quite extreme. But I did have that. Now, would you say any of that is diet food? Would you say any of that is cardboard? No. I consumed 2,127 calories. I got on the scale this morning. And on the scale this morning, now keep in mind, for the past few days, I've had 2,111 calories, 2,861, 2,282, 2,082. So I'm basically averaging around about, just let's say 2,200 calories this week. Stepped on the scale this morning, and I am the lowest I have ever been in probably the last 20 years. So I need you to understand that. You've been brainwashed by this 1,200 calorie thing. You've been brainwashed by, oh, you can't eat fats. You've been just brainwashed into craving that sugar because we all see it as a harmless part of daily life. But that's what this episode's all about. Because actually it's not harmless at all. When you stop it, when you start to actually instead replace those unnecessary refined carbohydrates, the ones that don't occur naturally in foods, and you constantly actually start feeding your body with the fats, the proteins that you need, your cravings are going to reduce and your energy stabilizes. I have huge cravings at this time of month, but I'm like, okay, how do I satisfy them in another way? I told you there, I had more fatty cuts yesterday. I had some things that would add richness to my meals, and my tea. I didn't just have the whole milk. I was like, no, it's an emergency. I don't have my Oatly barista. I'm going to go and get some of that heavy cream to put in my tea, and it worked. And I wasn't veering off track. I had a little something extra, and I went to bed early, and I cozied up, because that's what I actually needed, not sugar. And I woke up looking, feeling amazing, let me tell you, amazing. Okay, that's another thing. Rewire your brain and body. Because when you start to look and feel amazing, society doesn't like that. It doesn't like it when you look and feel amazing. Society would prefer you not to feel your best, not to feel strong, not to feel powerful. And that's why they are promoting all of the healthy ways of eating. You need to look really hard online to find communities of people that actually care about health. And but when you find them and you start following them, you'll realise that the people in these communities are very caring people who want the best for you. Because they're on that journey themselves, and like you, they're going to realise it's not all about looking a certain way. I have chased those fad diets for years and years and years of my life, but you actually need to rewire your brain and your body, because when you've been hooked on sugar for too long, you don't even think you are. I know people that say to me, oh, I could stop eating sugar anytime, but yet I see it in action and I see the amount that they consume, and like it's obvious to me that, and it's like, you know, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, right? It's not a huge deal. It's not a huge deal, but the reason why I will not touch the sweets, the chocolates, the cakes, that kind of stuff, the refined stuff, is because I see with my own eyes and I've experienced how addictive it can be. Because that is not food. It's not fueling my body. My body is a temple. And you know what? The powers that be don't want us to feel like our body's a temple. They want us to be self-loathing. Because then we'll probably binge eat on more of that stuff that they are selling to us and marketing as, oh, body positivity. I'm telling you right now, body positivity wouldn't exist. Body positivity should be about caring for and loving your body. It should be about respecting the one body that you've been given for your life. So people on one hand can't be promoting body positivity if they're also encouraging you to abuse your body. I'm giving you tough love because I love you and I want you to be your best self and see this for what it is. But what you're going to do is to rewire your brain and body, because let's face it, if you still want to get to your ideal dream weight, now like me, I'm telling you I'm the lowest I've ever been on the scale. I let it happen. I'm not forcing it. I'm not every day like, oh, I must do this, I must work out crazy. I worked out not once this week other than walking. Because you know why? I just said, well, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. So I'm not doing it. You will not get me to do anything I don't want to do. And do you know why? Because at this point in my cycle, I need to rest. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I am resting. I am not doing one thing I don't want to do. And that includes poisoning my body with sweet treats. Because they're not a treat. I'm not a dog. Start by observing when these cravings hit you and what emotions or habits are actually triggering them. Is it a bad day at work? Is it that time in your cycle? Is it when your kids are crazy and you're trying to make all the little bits and pieces and you're like, oh, I'll just sneak a little, whatever it may be, into your mouth. Oh, you've been amazing. Here's a golden coin for you. Oh, I'll just have one too. No, maybe I used to do that. Maybe. I guess I deserve a golden coin, but you do, I do. Start by observing when these cravings hit and what emotions or habits are actually triggering them. What is it exactly? Let me know in the comments. What triggers you? Because when we know that, we can work it out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, like me, swap those high sugar foods for the satiating, high fat or protein rich options. I'm not even kidding. Just one of the things you can do is, if it's late at night and you want a snack, just say, look, am I really hungry? Do I really need something? Don't starve yourself. Look, if you're feeling a bit hungry, go and get a boiled egg. I keep boiled eggs in my fridge prepared just in case. It's only 70 calories. So much protein. So good for your hair. Don't listen when they say about cholesterol. It's such nonsense. It's how you actually build a beautiful, it's how you develop the systems in your body to work optimally. All right, don't listen. If it's good, if it comes from an animal, it's good for you, probably. All right? And I'm talking about the muscle meats. Well, I'll not go down a rabbit hole. But basically swap it, do what I did. Now look, if you're going to still eat all the carbs and then you're thinking, oh, I'll just add heavy cream to my tea as well, that's not going to work. It only works when your body runs on fats. You can't have the cake and the ice cream and the sweets, treats and the crisps and then, oh yeah, well, the healthy double cream in my tea is good for me. No, you can only do that if you cut back on all the other stuff. You replace it, you say, right, I'm not going to have the cookie with the tea, but I'll just have the double cream instead. Because I know that at least that way I'm getting healthy fats. I call them healthy fats. I'm not convinced on the whole dairy thing, but it's healthier. It's a hell of a lot healthier than the sweet treats. So think about that. And what you really essentially are looking to do here, and this happens through a process, so please don't be hard on yourself. You're looking to essentially gradually reduce your reliance on sugar and do that without shame. Just notice your patterns, detach, and track your wins. So that's really what I did. I was like, well, okay, I'm going to give up the cereal bar. God, it was tough for the first few days. Oh my God, it was like, that was my little ritual when the baby went to bed. A cup of tea, cereal bar. Totally devastated. But once I got over it for the first few days and once I was really consistent with it, it's really not even an issue, and I can't even believe it was a problem. But it was really hard for me to get rid of that, because that was, in my mind, that was my one treat that I would have, because I wasn't really overdoing it in other ways. So you just need to basically rewire your brain and body. And believe me, from somebody who used to idolize sugar and think it was amazing and it was a treat and it was something that would emotionally support me, that's the truth. I'm being honest. A lot of us do. It's an emotional cue that you're essentially acting on. If you didn't have emotional support in your life, let me know if you feel this in the comments. If you didn't have emotional support in your life, you would need to find an outlet for that. And quite often, it can be food. It certainly was for me. So when I came to realize, like, this isn't actually good and I need to really get to the bottom of this, I'm still learning and understanding every day, but it can happen. And the only way it can happen is if you just rewire your pathways in your brain so that every time you feel a certain way, you're not going to be like, okay, I'm just going to go for the chocolate. Instead, you're going to go, right, I need to cozy up. I need to listen to my body. I need to have a nice cup of tea. I need to have some healthy fats. I need to have more healthy fats today. That will keep me going, sustain me, and give my body what it needs. And you're going to find that with that, you're going to have no more obsession or guilt around food. It's not like you're not eating it because you're scared if you have a bite, then you'll go back and start some bad cycle. It's just like you see it for what it is. You see it for poison, and you see that they're poisoning you, your brain. They're trying to hook you, and you know that's not good for you. And I can tell you right now how my body looks and feels is so good that I am not going to give that up just for a piece of sugar, because that piece of sugar insidiously creeps into your life and it becomes a daily habit that you loved. So essentially what you're doing is you are going to find that when you gradually reduce your reliance on sugar without shame, and you just, like I said in one of the previous episodes, just notice, just be like, oh God, I really want that bar of chocolate right now. I really want that. Oh, that's really interesting. I can go and get myself the bar of chocolate, but what knock-on impact will that have for me? When I stand on the scale, when I have done so well all week to just gradually reduce this craving, what impact would that have on me? And just think about it. Don't like rush out and buy the chocolate and don't say I'm not having it. I can have it if I want. It's really up to me. Totally up to me. But when you start doing that, then you're realizing, you're like, just ask yourself one last question. And something I do, it might work for you. It sounds really bad, but I look at the food, or in the past I don't do this anymore because it doesn't interest me. But before I'd be like, that's just making you ugly. And there's no such thing as an ugly woman. There's no such thing as an ugly girl. Only one who doesn't prioritize her health, her wellness, her beauty. So by eating that is going to make me ugly, because it's going to mess up my mindset, because it's going to have me wanting more. it's going to dehydrate my skin. The sugar is so toxic for my body, it can't be good for my face, certainly not good for my waistline. So I would just say, it just makes you ugly. I genuinely say that to myself, because these toxic foods are designed to not make you look your best self. So you're not looking your best self. What are you doing? You're going the other way. Let's not mince our words. Now, when you start to do that, notice your patterns detach. When you track your wins, you're going to notice you have ridiculously increased energy and mental clarity. You don't have the sugar highs and lows. In your mood as well, you're not going to go through these highs and lows. People talk about it all the time. People who have disorders like bipolar disorder, like mood fluctuations, PMT, all of this, they cannot believe the difference when they just switch onto reducing the carbohydrates and increasing the proteins and the fats. Why? Because your body, your needs in your body are being met, and your body isn't screaming and crying out and obsessed and stressed by the least little thing, because your body's like, hey, listen, we're calm, it's cool, we're sorted, we don't that doesn't bother us so much, you're giving us what we need, we can handle this. There's no more obsession about food, there's no more guilt around food. Yes, I would love it if animal meats tasted like cake. I would love that. But they don't. They have their own unique taste, which allows me to stop eating when I'm full. And I'm grateful for that. And you're also going to gain back emotional freedom from the constant sugar cycle, because that's a huge deal that we don't even think about. Now, I want you to understand, and I want you to know that if you're done being controlled by sugar and you want your body to run optimally on fat, protein, and real energy, then there are resources out there that can actually help you personally. One of those resources is the Spark Activation. It's your personalized deep dive into breaking your cravings, rewiring your habits, and unlocking your body's natural, powerful fuel system. Because let me tell you, as I said, I am not a nutritionist. This isn't about nutrition. This is about your mind, how you think about this, your patterns, your actions. You can go onto Google, you can find out all the information on diets, you can find out all of the things about what you should be eating and when, but do you do it? No. You have had that resource, we haven't used it. There's lots of resources on this channel if you want to listen to more content for the mindset shift. It's the mindset shift that you need. But if you need something more personalized, check out the link below for the Spark Activation, because that's exactly what you're going to get there. And it's just going to allow you to unlock your body's natural, powerful fuel system and really just change the way you see this, so that when you make the mindset shift, you'll see exponential change in your life, in your body. It will have a knock-on impact on everything that you do. So don't forget to like this episode if it brought something to you. Don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you either in Spark Activation or in the next episode. Treat your body like a temple, because it is.